So guys, let's talk about BT-07's meta. We had a major topping from last week's overview to this weekend's overview, so we are officially 1 week in. We're taking a look at most of the decks that have been topping. So guys, let me know if there's other places I'm missing. I'm using Digimon Meta. They're usually pretty decent on getting the information on what decks are topping for the format, but they do miss out occasionally. If there's other websites, let me know down in the description. Help me get you guys the most accurate information for your meta, and let's dive into the video. So all Digidestins, let's check out some of the BT-07s from August 30th to September 5th. Deck lists that placed and topped. We're going to go over all the deck lists that are topping in Japan. Let's see what's starting to show more dominance in the meta. So let's go off on this. First off, we do have the Ancient Greymon with Emperor Greymon. Seems like they're going for 4-3. It's kind of the norm with this, Ancient Greymon being the quick evolution, because if you do it right, if you have the Flamedramon that has Pierce, you can Digivolve on top of it with this Udagunimon, promote it up, swing in, clear out 3 security checks. Even if it dies, you get a level 4 out of the deal, and you can just restart building up and take out 3 security with Pierce is just nuts, especially going first. You can just set this up pretty quickly, and your opponent doesn't have a second thought of how to counter this because you clear out 3. There's nothing they can really do. This deck is super aggro. I can see why they run the red memory booster. Atomic Inferno's in here just so you could possibly go up to 4 memory, because if it's early enough game, you go first, you Digivolve into the Pierce, then Digivolve into the Warp. As long as you have Ancient Greymon in your hand, you promote right up, because they're going to give you 1 anyway. Use Atomic Inferno, swing in with the Agunimon. The Agunimon triggers, it'll Digivolve into Ancient Greymon, swing in, clear out. Not 3 security, but 4 security checks right off the bat. Really powerful. Meramon just makes Demi Meramon just makes it so that your Ancient Greymon can hit that 15 magic number. Zanamon's in here for an alternate win con. Takuya is in here just to be Takuya plays. Nothing too crazy. Starting to see Gaia Force a little bit, so that's pretty good to start seeing some Gaia Force play. This one's probably just basic rookies. Nothing too crazy. So Flamedramon with the piercing. It's another Emperor Greymon, Ancient Greymon being at 4, so definitely have it. With the Blitz Omni, at least getting in that final swing in with Ancient Greymon is really good. Get off those couple extra hits. Just helps out in the long game. Having Tai in here just to set your memory to 3 is just always good. Atomic Inferno seems to be more and more played as they're realizing you need the Atomic Inferno, which isn't a bad idea. Here is our first Jesmon list, since Jesmon has been kind of being pushed to the side for the Ancient Greymon build, but it's good to see Jesmon kind of get a reoccurrence here, and I love that we get the Awakened Nor and the Awakened Blanc. I know we're gonna get, Seal Awaken. It's out of my hands, guys. I can't do anything about it. But I like that the Ridemyavatar and the Digimon are in play with this deck. It does help out, speed up momentum. The Guillemon's really interesting just so that when your opponent Digimon is deleted, you draw 1 card very easily with this deck. So, again, it's not a bad thing to run it. It seems like Precision Tactics, aka Dedicated Plan, is being used a little bit with this deck still. So it's not bad at all. I think this is a really solid lineup for this deck. Very cool to see Jesmon coming back. Got the Ancient Greymon coming back. Again, it's the Atomic Inferno seems to be what everybody's starting to lean towards more, just so they can clear out more security faster. And I agree with it. I think Atomic Inferno just is the right spice to definitely help out this deck. I think it's really solid. This is definitely all locals. Remember, these are equivalency to locals. I don't have a tournament result yet. I don't have massive tournaments yet. Flamedramon's still kind of the body count here. Then, yeah, Atomic Inferno is just constant. We're seeing Tenyus and Tais. Takuyas, just really good analog boy. Just perfect setup. 3-4 this time around. Really interesting. I think they felt confident enough with playing 3, which isn't bad. Definitely pay attention to this deck. Here's a very spicy one. So this is Eyesmon with a splashy yellow. And I don't know where they were going with this, but I like it. Very interesting. Program emergency. Halt your opponent's Digimon. Your opponent cannot use option cards for the rest of your opponent's next turn. Really powerful skill. I think this is pretty decent. This is very unique. It's a red-yellow hybrid, and I think this could work if tweaked. I think, guys, watch out for this spice. I think this is going to be a really spicy deck if someone can tweak this right. I think the longevity it gives from the heals, the Greymons coming in out of security, the Sistermons that just cycle themselves back once they're either deleted out or replayed. This really does help out. Tactical Plan, you know, Judgment Blade, Reinforced Memory Booster. Really good cards all around. I think it's a great version of the deck. We're just going to have to see what it does. Next, we got another Emperor Greymon focus deck this time around without any focus or callback to Ancient Greymon, which makes them more hyper-focused on Emperor Greymon's play tactics. And I think it's a good plan. Again, Atomic Inferno is definitely a must. I see, if you don't play it, I think you're going to fall behind really quick. So definitely play the Atomic Infernos. Another Emperor Greymon deck. So again, seeing the Atomic Inferno yet again. If you're not playing it, I don't think you're playing the deck right at this point. So definitely play that Atomic Inferno. Yeah, see, more Atomic Infernos. It's really good overall deck. Guys, let's dive into the next color, shall we? So let's talk about the blue decks that kind of got introduced during this format. So blues kind of got really interesting right now. They're heavily focused on the Machinedramon. So definitely very unique playstyle since it's kind of like bouncing opponent's cards back, gaining advantage to restand, just slowing down your opponent's mons is just really good. Definitely the ice wall definitely helps out in all honesty. All your opponents gain boost to memory when they attack. Just helps out this deck immensely. It becomes a massive blue control deck, which is very interesting to see. Blue kind of going on a more green oriented protect, like slowdown mode, which is really nice to see. Here's another hybrid. They use Machinedramon, and Ancient Garurumon, which is really solid, I gotta say. And then we have Ice Wall in here, Analog Boy, Kenji Mimoto. I think playing Ice Wall is definitely a must for this deck. It slows it down, but speeds it up just to keep up pace with your opponent and just keep your opponent at bay. Upamons is kind of the go-to on this. I think that's a really smart play. Next, here is Hexablow. Hexablowmon came out of nowhere a little bit on this. This was topped in Malaysia. This using the Kyuroromon. So once per turn, when one of your opponent's Digi-Evolution is trashed, draw a card, giving you multiple draw advantages. It's just so good. And then using this to prevent memory gain is just amazing. A lot of decks are starting to gravitate using gravity, like their memory boosters. Red's even starting to adapt that in some locals. I've been noticing online videos. Just really solid to have a counter to that. Again, we're using Kumamons and Koromons to help speed up Hexablow's removal, and using Azulomon and this Vikemon, just really solid overall. We get Hollowing Memory Booster. It's a very good time to be playing blue. Next one is Magna Garurumon. Again, being able to do what Magna Garurumon does best, restanding, controlling the board, using Upamon as the best starter for it, and Ice Wall to help build up the wall. It's just super effective. I don't see much. Here is a more Bonds of Friendship oriented one. I think this could definitely work out too, because Bonds at least combos a little bit faster in my opinion than Magna Garurumon, but Bonds of Friendship is very effective. And having Ice Wall in the deck just makes it even nastier and scarier to deal with. Next, we do have Machinedramon with Ice Wall yet again. Just very basic list. They seem like it doesn't change much from list to list variety, so I don't see much difference here. Next, we do have Ancient Greymon with Machinedramon with Omnimon. And that Ice Wall, it's clutch. Howling Memory Booster is all good. I think blue's pretty solid. I think you're not going to see much variety on the hybrid Machinedramon now. I think it's starting to solidify itself, no pun intended, just to be this kind of control-y, slow down your opponent, and then just take the win right underneath your opponent's feet. So guys, hopefully you like this blue deck cover. We're going to see what other decks this meta is unraveling this week. So let's dive in. So let's talk about green hybrid with the, store locals and stuff. It's nothing too crazy. They're splashing Nidhogg now with their Ancient Truebimen and their Ancient Beetlemon. So this is going to be really interesting. I think Ancient Evolution is a really spicy tech for this deck, just because they can cheat in their evolutions pretty quickly and speed up faster, and that's going to be really amazing to see this. Flower Cannon is just super good. Again, there's nothing too crazy about it. Bottomon's just in here to do Betamon things. Dealing cards, trying to add cards. Just normal deck consistency. Next, this is Digimon. When you attack on your opponent's Digimon, draw a card. I like that now we're starting to see more draw units, well, Mons and the babies, just to help out because, yeah, we need the draw. Comboing, this is just Ancient Truebimen, Ancient Beetlemon, Blossomon's in here, and one Argomon. Those space is just tight. Having Nidhogg to wipe out the board after you kind of lock them down with Ancient Truebimen, just really good and really nasty quickly. Then you got Ancient Truebimen with Beetlemon yet again. Similar thing, but using Thundering Laser as an option. Really solid card. If you have a green Digimon with Hybrid or 10 Warriors in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Really nice. It's a 1 cost. I think it's a little bit better now than Flower Cannon, but you do have to have a 10 Ancient Warrior, or you have to have a Hybrid on board. So it does become situational. But a 1 cost rest suspended Mon is just good, especially when people memory choke you like crazy. Next, let's talk about this. We have Ancient Truebimen, Ancient Beetlemon yet again. Hybrid green seems to be the go-to green deck this format. They kind of subsided everything. Either you can splash in Nidhoggs. You're just not Digibursting as fast, and I think over time it did slow down. Digibursting isn't as fast as it used to be. Now you want to be hybrid fast, where now most of your boss mons will rest stuff even if they swing in, which Ancient Truebimen's just so good to do so. So guys, I think green is kind of starting to solidify itself with green hybrid without Nidhoggs in it. So definitely take that into account, but I think splashing in 2 Nidhoggs is Ancient Truebimen being the hard go-getters. I think now you're not heavily focused on Digiburst. I think splashing in those 2 Nidhoggs to help with Truebimen's control just can get you those wins you need. So guys, definitely keep an eye out for green. This format definitely going to be a top contender at best. So guys, let's dive into the next color. So black kind of seemed a little underwhelming this weekend. Didn't show up any really major placings. We got maybe like 2 decks in this. So it's kind of sad seeing black not pushing out. But give it time. People are working on them. We have 2 really interesting spicy lists to go over. So let's talk about black in a nutshell. So we got Diaboromon package, being able to create blockers, creating, extra security punches, creating extra tokens, using the Starmon Spiral Masquerade combo. Still effective means to winning. There's not much your opponent can do, especially with the EX boosters support. Just really help this deck round out its biggest issues, and now it can just take care of problems. I think 2 Armageddonmon is just the max you'll ever need. It's a win more card, more situational. I think having the new Karamons in here, the new Corsoramons, new Infernmons just helps out at the end of the day. I don't see any problems with this list. I think it's pretty solid to say black has its edges. Next, let's talk about this thing. This deck intrigues me. So this is the Machinedramon EX deck. With the bonus of Chaosdramon, this deck has improved itself by a lot. So many things we have to take into account. It also gained this one support card of Metal Greymon. This Metal Greymon helps you play the Analog Boy, I think. If you have a tamer, play. If you don't have a tamer in play, play one red. No, it doesn't actually do anything on this. It helps when you its inheritable is just really good. When your opponent Digimon is deleted, gain 1 memory. This Machinedramon loves putting all these android types, cyborg types underneath it. Gains you a bunch of memory, keeps it in your turn. And then using Wolf Claw and then Tidal Wave to pull out Mons out to make big wide boards. I think this is really good. Ultimate Conduction is a nuts card, slept on massively. Just being able to either add cards and just gain a couple memory is just so good. I think this deck is going to surprise people. This is using the Demi V-Mons to be able to use Wolf Claw and Tidal Wave. But guys, don't sleep on this deck. This deck probably is going to start topping more. Mark my words, I think we're going to see a lot more on the Machinedramon. So definitely keep an eye out on this deck. So guys, let's talk about Security Control, which interestingly is purple yellow focus. Yellow didn't really have much showing this week by Digimeta's perspective, but who knows, they might have missed a few decks that I didn't even catch. But we'll definitely hopefully see more yellow Shine Greymon shenanigans next week. So let's see, we have Mastamon with Chaos Elusamon Ultimate Sacrifice. You can see what this deck is trying to do, and it can get Steve being able to use Magna Angemon Lusamon to just build up and just combo off real quick. Wyvern Breath, Ultimate Sacrifice, being able to play Lusamon again is just too good. Just delete one of your opponent's Digimon level 8 or lower Digimon, or one of your opponent's Tamers. Just clearing out Tamers alone is just good enough in this format. And Ultimate Sacrifice is being able to play it for free on your opponent's turn. It cringes them and they get shut down pretty quickly. So definitely keep an eye out for this Security Control list. Next we have another, this is Beelstar Eyesmon. So using the Eyesmon's ability to draw and filter and discard, being able to use a way of cheating in Blitzstar is Beelzestarmon. Just really does help out at the end of the day. Being able to play these cards, whatever you need to, just really does help out, and it's very powerful. Again, it's a very control heavy base deck. You're going to have to hope that most of your security goes off with it. They kind of fall off the Three Musketeers just to focus on this Eyesmon Beelstar. So we have Truebimen. Truebimen's really nice, being able to play a bunch of these Tamers. And I'm surprised it's not playing Susanamon, but it's okay. Again, using all this cool stuff, I like. They're using Demimera. Demimera's solid. Truebimen's solid. Arishida solid. Kairi no Chikuma. Koyochi is just solid. They're all great cards. There's nothing really bad in purple right now. Purple will definitely start popping a lot more. Just be on the lookout. Beelzestarmon yet again. Beelstarmon is using the Eyesmon combo, being able to cheat in their 7s and just do whatever it needs to go off. Guys, just pay attention to this deck. It's the new control deck for purple. Definitely watch out for it. And then we have this purple-yellow hybrid. Again, security control basically in a nutshell, with Dynasmon, War Greymons, yellow and purple, low end. I would call this more or less the yellow deck of the day. Dynasmon just being able to recover and just spam out stuff that your opponent's just not going to want you to activate. And then cheating in Susanamon for absolutely nothing is just really good. Next, here is the Macho Star. This was that. Okay. And then the final deck we're going to talk about is Nidhogg Purple. It's really not a bad deck all in general. I like the idea being able to use Skull Greymon, discarding filtering, and just cheat stuff in. The Eyesmon's going off. It's a really solid base deck. I don't know if this deck will survive much without more innovation. So guys, hopefully you like BT-07's overview. Let me know what decks you're hoping to see more of top in BT-7, and hopefully we'll see it. So guys, without further ado, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!